Hey, what's going on YouTube? My name's Lucas. Welcome to my studio. Today I'm going to be doing a quick demo and review of this lovely Jackson Pro Series Dinky DK Modern HT6 with multi-scale. So this is a really sweet modern Jackson model with a fixed bridge. So we have a hip shot bridge, Fishman Fluence pickups, we have a push-pull, a 1, 2, 3-way blade switch, multi-scale ebony fingerboard. We have go-toe locking tuners, this really lovely neck, and it's a bolt-on guitar, active of course. And I was really curious about this guitar, so I did not actually buy this guitar. I'm borrowing it from someone, and I am in no way affiliated with Jackson, so totally unbiased review. So first I'll be doing playing, of course. So for my rig that we're going to use, I'm going to do everything dry, so there's going to be no pedals involved, and I'm going to be using 2 amps for all the high gain tones. I'll be using my lovely EVH Stealth, so it's a 50 watt head. I'm going to only be using the blue and the red channels on that for high gain for obvious reasons, and for all the low gain and clean examples, I will be using my Bogner Duende 6L6 amp, 30 watt. And all of those amps are going to be going through a Bogner 112 cabinet with V30s. Alright, I hope you enjoyed the playing examples. I tried to cover as much ground as possible while staying relevant to what this guitar is intended to do. In case you didn't already notice, I forgot to mention that this is in drop C, so I set the guitar for drop C. So first of all, this is a really solid guitar, so these go for, I think, just above $1,500, so it's definitely not cheap, but it's not a high-end guitar, I would say. I think it's kind of like a mid-tier guitar. It's pretty solidly built. Something is a little weird about the weight of it, because I noticed that when I play, it kind of wobbles a little bit, so I don't love that. But ergonomically, it feels very comfortable. I love this cutaway here for the arm. I think that this guitar would be better if it actually wasn't multi-scale. I don't really find that I need a multi-scale instrument unless it's 7 or 8 strings or like 5 or more strings on bass. I don't find that I get a huge amount of benefit for the multi-scale, and it just feels kind of weird, especially for like doing dropped riffage, which is basically what I want to do on this guitar. But the nice thing about the multi-scale is that the longer scale and the low strings are inevitably just going to help with like tuning stability and things like that, and just intonation and everything for these lower notes. So I think this guitar caters really well to playing low. It was a little bit of a task to set up, but much, much easier than other guitars that have trems. For a discerning player, let's just put it this way, for a discerning player, when this comes out of the box, it's not going to be set up the way that you want. You're really going to have to put some time in to get it right, or bring it to a guitar tech that you trust. So I had to put a decent amount of work to get this to feel right in drop C, and the strings that I'm using are DR strings, down tuning 12 to 60. So pretty thick strings. The second thing that I will comment on that I'm not a huge fan of is the tone of the guitar. There's just something about every guitar that I play that has these Fishman Fluence pickups that it just has this like kind of cocked wah-wah pedal sound. Just at all times that you have to kind of EQ out in the mix. It's just not very pleasant to my ear. It's this kind of like mid-range congestion that I don't like, but the output is really nice. It really hits the amp hard. It sounds good for distortion. It cuts through the mix. Just not a huge fan of the tone. I'd imagine this guitar would be crazy if it had like bare knuckles or just like any good passive pickups in it. So I'm not a fan, and I would say this same thing for like most of the guitars that I played with these types of pickups. I've played basses and like 8 strings and stuff that have these pickups, and I think they work probably a little bit better for that kind of thing, but for 6 string, I'm just not a fan. I'd rather just have passive pickups. The guitar is definitely solidly built. It's crafted in Korea, but the neck feels really good. I really like the construction of it, just the weight. It feels solid, like there's really no complaints. It seems like it's decently built, for a mid-tier guitar. I do like these Goto bridges and locking tuners, so there's no complaint about that. Really just the pickups and the fact that it's multi-scale, I feel like would maybe alienate certain players, and I would dissuade you from buying the guitar just based off of those things, just for me personally. So if you're curious about the multi-scale thing, all I can say is I think it makes a lot more sense if you have 7 or more strings, but you should try to test one out at Guitar Center or wherever you can find one of these. So I think this is a really good guitar for the price point. I'm definitely going to be using it specifically for like drop D stuff. I don't think it's like a general multi-purpose guitar for me just because of these pickups. So that's just my opinion. I think it sounded actually surprisingly good clean. I think it's the mid-range bump sounds pretty good for leads because it really cuts through. But for rhythm guitar, I'm not a huge fan, especially when they're stacked up. So I'm going to have to write some songs with this guitar and just kind of see how it plays out. But let me know what you guys thought about the tone and everything in the demo. As always, any feedback that you guys have, let me know because I want to make better and better videos. So I hope this was useful if you're looking to purchase this guitar. Like I said, I didn't even buy this. I'm borrowing it from a friend, and I'm really happy with it. So I have no affiliation with Jackson or Fender or Charvel, but I'm just going to be doing some reviews of their guitars to offer some feedback and see if I can help people decide if they want to buy them just based off the sound and whatever my 2 cents are as a music producer. So in any case, let me know how you guys went on with the review, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Take it easy.